The accounting profession is far from perfect. For too long, the industry's employment of white men exclusively robbed it of the diversity of experience, thought, and culture that is needed to fit the needs of a rapidly growing and evolving customer base. But that started to change in the 20th century. Brave men and women around the world fought the status quo, sacrificing their comfort and safety so that the world would one day be a better place. While that work isn't done, we cannot get anywhere without acknowledging the truly brave actions of the people who stood up to systematic oppression and fought for change. This month, we honor the men and women who paved the way for future generations of Black accountants and for their instrumental contributions to the industry. John Cromwell Jr. 15 years after earning his master's at Dartmouth University in 1906, John Cromwell Jr. became the first African-American certified public accountant, overcoming a litany of challenges, including not being able to sit for the CPA exam in numerous states because of racist policies of the time. Later, Cromwell taught accounting, served as comptroller at Howard University, and worked as a CPA for local Black-owned businesses during the evenings and on weekends. Mary T. Washington. With few, if any, accounting firms hiring African Americans or women at the time, Mary Washington founded an accounting firm, Washington, Pittman, and McKeever LLC, in the basement of her Chicago home. After becoming the first ever African American woman certified public accountant in 1943, the firm became one of the most prominent Black-owned accounting and consulting firms in the country. One of her early clients was a young boxer who was known later as Muhammad Ali. Jessie Blatant. Jessie Blatant was an accountant, civil rights activist, teacher, and entrepreneur whose presence in the South in the 20th century is still felt today. Blatant became the first African-American CPA in the state of Georgia in 1928 while teaching accounting at Morehouse College. During this time, he served as a mentor for African Americans in the Jim Crow South before founding WERD-AM, the first Black-owned radio station in the South that played a prominent role in the civil rights movement. Richard Austin. After developing a booming bookkeeping practice as a teenager for local Black and Jewish-owned businesses, Richard Austin became one of the most prominent accountants in Michigan during the 1950s and 1960s. After serving as Wayne County Auditor, he became Michigan's Secretary of State in 1971, eventually serving 4 terms over the course of 2 decades. Nathan T. Garrett. A one-time bowling equipment salesman, Nathan T. Garrett became one of the first African-American CPAs in North Carolina before later serving as Chief Financial Officer at North Carolina Fund, a wealth and education program aimed at poverty in the state by fighting racial discrimination and the lack of economic opportunity for African Americans. In 1992, the National Association of State Boards and Accountancy elected Garrett as its first ever Black president. In 2014, his protege, Walter Davenport, became the NASBA's second African American board chair. Talmadge Tab Tillman. In 1949, Tab Tillman became the first Black MBA graduate of Syracuse University, but after moving to Los Angeles, he still struggled to find work. After being hired at a small, Jewish-owned Los Angeles-based CPA firm before earning his CPA, Tillman later earned his PhD from the University of Southern California and taught for many years at Cal State Long Beach. William Bill Aiken. In 1967, when Bill Aiken was applying for audit work in hopes of earning his CPA, there were 100,000 CPAs in the U.S. Of those, only 150 were African American. After working at Arthur Young, Aiken became an early member of the National Association of Black Accountants, ultimately serving as president. Aiken, who served as a Marine before entering the world of accounting, was elected as New York State Society of CPAs in 2012. Kimberly Ellison Taylor. Having held prominent positions at places like NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, Motorola, KPMG, Prince George's County, Maryland, and Oracle, Kimberly Ellison Taylor became the youngest person, fifth woman, and first person of color to serve as chairman in the AICPA's 130-year history. Today, Ellison Taylor is the executive director, finance thought leadership at Oracle. It's hard to know what things would look like if these brave men and women did not try their hardest to enact change and open new opportunities for all, but we do know that we are much better for it. Now, it's up to the accounting community to make diversity a priority, because doing so isn't just an investment in the future of the profession, it's the right thing to do.